ESPN and ESPN2.
Jeffrey Bodine, just an absolutely violent, horrific crash. It's just a miracle, Jerry, he wasn't killed.
You know, and a few hours later, I had a chance to go back into the garage area and examine what was the skeletal remains of what began the day as an $80,000 NASCAR Craftsman truck. Amazing that he survived. This is the front of the truck here. Actually, this is the dashboard. The front frame rails of the truck would have been attached about right here. See, they are completely sheared away. And where I am kneeling right here is where the engine should be. We saw that engine tumble out down toward the grassy apron adjacent to the racetrack. Now take a look at, very importantly here, where the driver was sitting, Jeffrey Bodine. These bars here have been cut. You can see the sharp edges where they have been cut, but actually the roll cage remained intact over his head and around his side. Here is the seat where Bodine was sitting, including the cushion that he uses to cushion the lower part of his back, the tubes and wiring, the roll cage intact, the seat not even bent. One of the side supports for his helmet bent down a little bit. You can see where the steering wheel had moved a little bit as the whole dashboard was plied forward as the truck continued to tumble. You see where these leg braces worked and maintained the integrity of his legs and hips so you don't have the accident, the severe fracture that Bill Elliott got a few years ago at Talladega. Rails supporting the back part of the frame section still intact, roll bars here. This red can here, that is the can, that is the fuel cell intact. The fuel cell is intact. And the way this thing tumbled, if this thing would have ruptured and had not had a safety fuel cell, it could have poured 22 gallons of gasoline over the driver, and we might not have had the situation we have where Jeffrey Bodine has minor injuries overall. And one of the reasons that NASCAR should be so proud of what they have done in NASCAR Winston Cup racing, Busch Series racing, Craftsman Truck Series, or whatever, is they are so specific about safety, is this roll cage. This cage here that is basically the safety compartment, the safety capsule for the driver, remained intact. The floorboard gave and buckled, the dashboard is sheared away, the steering column buckled and gave as it should have, but the compartment where the driver was sitting, where Jeffrey Bodine was, without these bars being ripped away, that was intact, and that saved the life of 50-year-old Jeffrey Bodine. And Jeffrey Bodine is very proud of the fact that he was the first Winston Cup regular driver to begin wearing a full-face helmet. This indeed is the helmet he had on in that violent impact. And take a look, there are big chunks of the helmet missing, but look very close right here. He told us, take a look at the front of that helmet. That's where the face shield of that helmet rubbed along the asphalt as that truck was dancing. That's where the track hit the helmet. Shudder to think what would have happened had he not had a full-face helmet on. And by the way, he built that seat himself. It's a shock-absorbing seat. And that seat that he built that gave and rebounded and gave again, and this full-face helmet are two reasons that Jeffrey Bodine is alive today.
Any driver that doesn't wear that full-face helmet, you'd like to see them reconsider that. Much more coming up shortly.